off my mic and crossed my arms like this and did not contribute.
Not participating today.
Yep.
Not wanted.
Mary Moriarty,
Oh, boy.
Jimmy Kimmel, Housing Stabilization Services. Take your pick.
What do they all have in common?
Yeah.
We do Jimmy Kimmel
Jimmy
first.
Kimmel first. You got to. That's the hottest topic.
I'm certainly familiar with who he is. I don't watch his show.
Neither does anybody else.
He's been fired or suspended, I guess would be the term.
Indefinitely.
And we are nudged into a belief that this is all Trump's doing or the FCC Chairman Brendan Carr's doing. I don't know. For example, his show was taken off the air by two of the biggest television companies in the country.
Right.
Sinclair and I guess Disney.
Newstar.
Newstar. And, you know, if he's not there, then his show's off the air. But then there's a wrinkle. Somebody wants a license, and the FCC has to approve the license. I think it's Newstar.
Nexstar.
Nexstar, excuse me.
They want to do a $6.5 million merger with, I believe, Disney.
$6.2 billion
$6.2 billion merger with Disney.
to acquire Tegna.
Yeah. And to accomplish that, you would need FCC approval, which suggests that the FCC was not at all disappointed that you canned Jimmy Kimmel because the administration's remarks on Jimmy Kimmel were that they were foul and a lie about the murder of Charlie Kirk. And as I read the Jimmy Kimmel quote, it was a lie. Well, I could read you the exact quote, I guess. Are you all familiar with it?
Yeah.
Sure.
Go ahead, though.
I can't find it. If somebody has it, that's fine with me.
Direct quote, the MAGA gang is desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
Well, that's not the truth.
No kidding. Yeah.
And Kimmel was called out on it. If the government, Kurt Vonnegut once said that he thought freedom of speech was so precious, he thought it was a dream. He thought he dreamed it. And we can't live in this country if Trump is going to tell us who can be on the air and who can't be. We just can't. That's as bad as shooting your enemies.
You can't, right.
The American experiment comes down to free speech. That's it. From free speech, all else flows. All other freedoms flow. And if this Trump is, and I'm not suggesting that Trump, did you guys think Trump specifically ordered that Kimmel get canned?
I don't think so.
No.
John?
Did you see the comments from the FCC chair before all this happened?
No. Help me.
Carr, his name is Carr.
Yes, Brendan Carr.
He said yesterday on Benny Johnson show. Are you familiar with Benny Johnson?
No, I'm not.
Benny is a very conservative, I would call him right-wing commentator. He had Carr on, and Carr said basically in relation to that comment that ABC should suspend Jimmy Kimmel. This is before anything happened, before he got suspended, et cetera, et cetera. This is the head of the FCC, whose ear I'm sure Donald Trump has,
right,
and vice versa.
Do you think he knew something before, John?
Pardon me?
Do you think he knew something prior to that, though, that was in the works?
I have no idea.
Okay.
No idea.
I just wondered.
From USA Today, Trump is a frequent critic of Kimmel and the entire late-night host lineup. He took to Truth Social last night to deride Kimmel's ratings and throw shots at Stephen Colbert, Seth Meyers, and Jimmy Fallon. Let me stop right there. One of Trump's problems, and he has many, is that he puts his He's involved in everything. He'll tell you what's wrong with Dancing with the Stars.
Well, there's several
He'll
things.
tell the NFL what they should do.
Yes.
He's all over the map.
He's got his hand in everything, and he's thin-skinned.
Great news for America, he tweeted. The ratings challenge Jimmy Kimmel show is canceled. Congratulations to ABC for finally having the courage to do what had to be done, Trump wrote. Kimmel has zero talent and worse ratings than even Colbert, if that's possible. That leaves Jimmy and Seth, two total losers on fake news NBC. I laugh because I just on fake news NBC, their ratings are also horrible. Do it, NBC. Do it, President DJT. Okay. Then during a September 18th press conference, well, presumably from London, right? That's where he is.
Yep.
Trump said the comedian should have been fired a long time ago for lack of talent. Well, let's stop right there. I don't trust the President of the United States to determine who has talent or not. I trust the marketplace to determine that. Let the market speak.
And I will say that Stephen Colbert, his show averaged 2.4 million viewers across the 41st run episodes, outpacing Jimmy Kimmel at 177.
Okay, but these are unimportant. Trump.
No, it is, actually.
Well, it is if you're going to err on the side that these were business decisions.
Hi. I've had my hand raised.
Yeah,
for about
you
2
in the
minutes.
back.
I don't deny that Trump could have gotten in the ear of the chairman of the FCC. However, if ABC makes a business decision, just like CBS made a business decision, they are not replacing Stephen Colbert. And I would bet a month's salary ABC is not going to replace Jimmy Kimmel. No one watches late night television anymore. This might have just been the right avenue for these entities, meaning ABC and CBS, to make a business decision. Jimmy Kimmel was making $16 million annually.
There's a fly in your ointment.
Talk to me, Goose.
A business decision is a business decision. A business decision made with the weight of the FCC approving a merger you're desiring is a completely different thing.
Okay.
And this would make two decisions based on a business deal, both by CBS with Colbert and now ABC with Nexstar. Et cetera,
Well, let's
et
go
cetera.
back to this London press conference. During a press conference yesterday, Trump said that the comedian should have been fired a long time ago for lack of talent and pushed back at concerns about the state of free speech in the U.S. Kimmel has not been officially fired, although it remains unclear if and when his show will return to the air. Jimmy Kimmel was fired because he had bad ratings more than anything else, and he said a horrible thing about a great gentleman known as Charlie Kirk. Trump told reporters Jimmy Kimmel is not a talented person. He had very bad ratings, and they should have fired him a long time ago. You can call that free speech or not. He was fired for lack of talent. Okay. The president's tirade follows a decision by ABC, Kimmel's home network, to pull the show indefinitely following comments he made in the wake of Kirk's murder. Walt Disney-owned ABC said on Wednesday, 2 days ago, yesterday, that it will indefinitely stop airing Jimmy Kimmel Live after the late-night host comments about Kirk's assassination came under harsh criticism from the head of the Federal Communications Commission. Jimmy Kimmel Live will be preempted indefinitely, a spokesman for the network said. USA Today reached out to Kimmel's representatives for comment. According to Reuters, Kimmel was seen last night leaving the El Capitan Theater where his show is taped, but did not respond to a request for comment. And let me turn the page here, which is always somewhat difficult for me. During his Monday, September 15th episode, Kimmel said the following: "We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. Everything we know tells us that this fruitcake in Utah was not a MAGA person."
Right.
So I don't know what was on Kimmel's mind there.
I can help you there.
Yeah.
He said that before. That was before the
It was
Tyler
determined, yeah.
Robinson's political leadings were officially determined.
Okay.
So he was just speculating when he said that. It sounds like I'm defending Kimmel. I really hate Kimmel.
But the
wasn't waiting the 72
other
hours.
aspect of this, though, is that Jimmy Kimmel and Stephen Colbert, these guys have a team of writers all day that write every single thing that comes out of his mouth.
Yeah, and Kimmel had every right in the world to not read with that part that was written for him. But if this was Monday, he's still believing it's a MAGA deal.
You guys are leaving something very important out. Nexstar has 32 ABC affiliates. Sinclair, at my count, which could be wrong, has 29. So those are, if you do the math, what's that, 50, 60?
50 plus.
61.
Affiliates around the country, ABC television stations, where viewers call their station and say, we're done. A high amount of viewers. Those stations then call Nexstar and or Sinclair and say the same thing. Those two organizations panic and go, we are losing viewers by the millions right now because of what Kimmel said. They turn around, they call ABC, they call Disney, they do all this. And Disney then and ABC, they look at the numbers, they start thinking about how are we going to survive this? How are we going to get these viewers back? And they do what they did. So that's kind of the business aspect from it. But what's really frightening, it's a big we don't know that, is everything you talked about with the FCC chairman. We don't know what happened in the background behind the curtains.
No.
Did he? That's the big what if, Joe.
On a normal day, who gives a bleep if Jimmy Kimmel gets fired?
God, you finally said it. I thought
I really don't
predicted
care.
that was going to be the first thing out of your mouth.
I don't care. And if
You waited.
Fallon gets fired, I don't care.
Right.
I don't admire any of you.
But
I'm not done.
okay.
And then the other observation I have is, why in God's name would you even be paid $16 million a year when you virtually admitted you're trying to do a show for only half the country?
That's right.
That's beyond my business comprehension. Now, the other thing I would note is, again, I don't give a bleep about Jimmy Kimmel getting fired. However, I give a bleep if Jimmy Kimmel got fired because the FCC was forcing his firing because of what the administration was doing.
Agreed.
That bothers me. So in this case, I perfectly understand how it's a business decision, but it's been muddied by the possibility of it being a business decision coerced by the FCC's Brendan Carr, who sits in a position to approve a merger that these big players want. And unless you still got Kimmel on the air and you want that merger, right. Boom, Kimmel's fired. The waters are muddied.
Yeah. And by the way, the FCC addresses this. And from what I can tell, they broke their own rule. I mean, there's a long paragraph. I sent it to you. I don't know if you have it in front of you. I can read some of it.
I don't have it in front of me.
Criticism, ridicule. Say that for me.
Ridicule?
Thank you. Ridicule. Humor concerning individuals, groups, and institutions. The First Amendment guarantee of freedom of speech protects programming that stereotypes or may otherwise offend people with regard to their religion, race, national background, gender, or other characteristics. It protects it, Joe. Mm-hmm. It also protects broadcasters that criticize or make fun of established customs, institutions, including the government and its official.
Isn't that why we have the fairness doctrine?
Mm-hmm. So if in fact...
There is no fairness doctrine anymore. The Reagan administration got rid of it.
Okay, right. So that we don't have that anymore. But we did at one point.
That's been gone for 40 years.
Okay.
We're wildly speculating that the FCC might have been involved because he broke some sort of FCC rule. He did not. So they don't have a leg to stand on. God, I hate saying that because I hate Kimmel so much.
Your point, Kenny, is the FCC pointing a finger really had no power.
No, so then you go even deeper into the conspiracy with what Joe was talking about with these mergers.
But let's say that ABC had one or two or perhaps three massive advertisers, right? And then they heard this and said, we all get that. All five of us know.
Boom.
That's the
Right
rule
there.
right there.
Yep.
If all of a sudden ABC company said, this clown's got to go.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
millions
pick anybody, Chevrolet or any of these national, worldwide advertisers.
There's your answer.
Advertisers are trying to sell products to all the country. And you have hosts of these late-night TV shows who are only trying to appeal to only half the country.
And now two
it
of them
doesn't
lost
make
their
sense
job.
to
Yeah,
me.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I am sick and tired of everything being screwed up because Trump has to stick his nose into everything.
Agreed.
Why don't you just shut the hell up? Let Prince Charles or whatever the hell his name is pat you on the back.
Joe.
He's a king now, and then just shut up.
Are you speculating, or are you 100% positive that he stuck his nose into it before this happened?
I have
Or
no idea.
but
he sticks his nose into everything 24 hours a day.
But did he stick his nose into it after it happened, and he's just chiming in, like you said? It could be Dancing with the Stars. It could be,
That's there. Yeah.
Could be anybody.
Yeah.
You're saying-
he knows everything. He'll tell you how bull riding should be done. I mean, he just knows everything.
Well, we
especially if
brought
you're a
this up
critic.
during his first administration. He doesn't act presidential in the least.
Oh, really?
Well, that's what he does. I mean,
Wait, what if
that's,
you're
it's
ahead, Ken.
it's
Sorry.
Trump being Trump, Joe.
make late night TV great again?
On a red hat.
Okay, so can we bring this around to make it all about you?
I just had a
Joe?
brilliant thought.
If you don't say
We
so.
have often said, pointing out the various follies in America, that's why Trump got elected. All right. You know what he's done? He overcorrects all the time. There, I was looking for that.
That's
He's
a perfect
always
word.
overcorrecting.
And that is why Trump got elected.
We don't need Trump in the FCC
To chime in.
short of yelling fire in a crowded theater. We don't need them worried about who ABC fires or doesn't fire. There's rules, and if Kimmel is adhering to them, that's not your business, Trump. It's just leave it alone. You're always overcorrecting. And so he's jumping on this bandwagon now, this great echo chamber of social media, and he's just chiming in with all the rest of them saying, Kimmel's got to go. He has no talent, no ratings. He should have been gone a long time ago. But he says that about every entertainer that doesn't kiss his ass.
Right.
Well, he says about reporters, too. Jonathan Carl from ABC the other day
Yeah.
asked him a question. He said, what a stupid question. Maybe you and your company will be next to go. Well,
Yeah,
as it turns
he can't
out,
help himself because he's nuts.
Well,
he's got
really
lawsuits
dislikes.
right now against the Wall Street Journal. He's got a lawsuit against the New York Times. You know,
Let's make this about Garage Logic and Joe Souchere. Are you afraid that he could do the same to you?
No,
No,
Why?
because
of
the
who-
owner wouldn't put up with
Thank
it.
you. That's exactly what I was going to say. Because of who we're owned by, they make the decision, not the president.
well,
And we're also not under the jurisdiction of the FCC as a
Hold on.
podcast.
Hold on. John?
aren't you saying then basically what I'm hearing, maybe this is just me, and what I'm hearing is that CBS and ABC folded like cheap suits.
That's what I'm saying.
hearing.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
But wait, I'm not saying that, Johnny. I'm saying that they cater to either advertising or a combination of that and ratings.
The Republican Party is folded like a cheap suit.
Well,
That's the problem. No one has stood in this guy's face and tried to rein him in. No one. You hear me, Emmer? You're among them. No one. Everyone folds in front of this guy. Everyone. I happen to work for a guy who I don't think would.
Is how Trump got elected.
And that's how Trump got elected. And he's overcorrected on everything.
Yeah, he doesn't need to chime in and say anything about. This from the New York Post. It's a 2017 article. It says, from Carson to Kimmel, the collapse of the late night empire.
We got to quit bringing up Johnny Carson. A, nobody knows who he is unless you're 50 years old.
Okay.
And B, that's a wish upon a star. Those times are not coming back.
But let
I
me
thought
just
you were
tell
going
you,
to say that horses left the barn or
Yeah.
one of those things.
he had 9 million viewers weekly, Johnny Carson,
Yeah.
to Kimmel's 1.77. Johnny Carson once said, I would love to have taken on Billy Graham, but I'm on TV 5 nights a week. I have nothing to gain by it and everything to lose.
Yeah. And I saw a bunch of quotes from him like, in the last day after all this happened, talking about politics.
No, Chris,
And
no.
he just said,
I want it fresh.
I'm sorry to interrupt, John. Go ahead.
He said the same thing about Billy Graham and politics. He said, I'd like to go after him, but I really can't alienate half the people that listen.
Johnny Carson was doing a show for the whole country.
One more thing, Joe. And I've seen this. This is the reoccurring theme on every single tweet from people that have 50 followers to people that have 50 million. They all go to the first